I recently made a change in my trading card business in the way that I sell my cards, and it has actually absolutely revolutionized the way that I look at selling cards in general. When you think about big box stores, do you think that they are making the same margin on every single thing that they sell? Whether it be soap or soda or milk or toothpaste or whatever they're selling, they're not making the same margin on every single card or every single item. So here's something that really just clicked in my brain, and it just absolutely changed things for me. I used to look at every single card that I bought and focus on making a profit on every single card. If I bought a card for $100 and I had it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months and it actually dropped, I would hold on to it thinking, man, this is going to come back up. It's eventually going to get back up there. And it would just hold or drop even farther. And I was like, man, what am I doing? What really clicked for me is I heard the phrase, you can't go broke taking a profit. If you think of your whole trading card business as a whole and focus on making profit on a monthly to quarterly basis, it will change everything you do and you will start making money. It took me a long time to realize that. So I take losses on cards. As a matter of fact, I recently bought a large lot of cards from a buddy that I do a lot of business with. And part of that was I bought 4 or 5. There was other ones that I took losses on too, but I made profits on others. But I bought 4 or 5 Bo Nix pink optic preview cards in a PSA 10 version. They were clean, very nice, super liquid cards. I bought them at a weird time on the price chart. They were worth, I think, $112, and we had a deal for me to buy them at like 70% or something around those numbers, 72%, somewhere around there. I bought them, and my price cost was $78 a card. I just sold those at a card show for $70 a card. I lost money on all 4 of them. I sold all 4 of them for roughly the same amount at different times throughout the show. Now, why would I do that? I'll tell you exactly why. I could hold those cards and wait for them to get back up to the $112 or $110 price point where I had them at and make the $40. Or I could take the profit, or take the money, take the loss, the $8 per card, $70, and just throw it all into something new that actually will make me money. Time decay. You gotta focus on that. The longer that your money is wrapped up, the longer it takes for it to make you money. If you take a loss on something, it's okay, because you can use that money to buy something else that's going to make you money. So the $70, what would that be? So it would be $140, $280 that I had from selling those 4 cards gets rolled into some Pokemon cards that actually sold. So I bought some other stuff. I bought some sealed Pokemon cards. I spent about $300, and I'm going to sell it for $400, for instance. You just keep it churning. It really changed the way that I look at things by doing it on a monthly and quarterly basis. My profit margins started off at like 20%. But when I started the churn game, it actually raised my profit margins. So taking losses raised my profit margins. My first quarter of this year, I was doing the things that I've always done before. And I was at about a 27% profit margin. Now, I just ran my numbers. And this last quarter, I raised everything. I did everything way more efficiently. I bought things at better prices. I guess. And I took losses. And I operated at a 36% profit margin, which is incredible. Very happy about that. Very excited about that. Now, that's not sustainable. I don't think I can keep doing that. But when I add up every avenue of my business and put it all together as a lump sum, it does way better. And if you just can trick your mind into thinking, I'm not taking a loss on this card, I'm making money to keep churning, it will completely change everything that you do. It's changed everything for me, and I just wanted to share that and see if you guys focus on every individual card and aren't willing to take losses, or do you play the churn game and you can't go broke taking profits. Now, I'm telling you to take losses, but in the big scheme of things, if you just keep it moving, you're gonna make more money in the long run. I used to hold on to cards, if it was a $100 card, I wanted to make $130. So I'd hold it into the season, and then it would tank. Whereas if I had an offer on a card that, if I had $100 into it and somebody offered me $105, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, nah, I'll hold on to it for the season and see what it does. Well, most of the time it would go down. And it's the same with Pokemon cards. I mean, I learned more so with Pokemon cards not to do that, because you got to take your money when you can with Pokemon. But if you hold it going into the season, a lot of times it will go down in sports cards. If you sell into the hype, you're doing better. Or you just buy at the right prices and just keep things moving. That's what I do. I buy at 65 to 75% of comps, and I sell at 80 to 90% of comps. And I tell everyone that comes up to my table that's what I do. And if we can't make a deal, hey, no skin off my back, no skin off yours. And it's been great being up front with people and telling them exactly what I've got going on. It has been fantastic. Everyone that comes to my table walks away happy, and I'm happy too. So yeah, implement that into your business strategy. If you're selling cards, stop worrying about every single transaction. Think of it as a whole business, and it will completely change the way that you do things, and you will become more profitable if you do that. That's my tip. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.